Hey everyone, welcome to 996 The Howl. For the uninitiated, this is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. And let's take a... There's another rookie on the Coyotes this year. I know Clayton Keller took all the spotlight. Everyone's eyes was on the 19-year-old straight out of Boston University. But everyone forgets his roommate, Christian Fischer, was also a rookie who pocketed 15 goals in his rookie campaign. I mean, you forget he's a rookie because he looks like a man. He looks like he's already 26 years old. Looks like he's already faced the adversity of the NHL and what the hockey life throws at you. Christian Fischer, 21 years old, played in Tucson last year, had about, what do you have, 57 points. 47 points in 57 games. Sorry, he scored 20 goals for the Tucson Roadrunners in their inaugural season. Unfortunately, couldn't get them to the playoffs, but this year's a different story. Tucson on their way in the Calder Cup playoffs. Christian Fischer spent his time in Tucson last year, was producing. He got called up for 7 games and actually scored 3 goals in those 7 games. I believe at one point he scored his 3 goals on his 3 first shots in the NHL. I don't know if that's 100% true, but man, it did feel like that every time he touched the puck. It was going in. It was tickling the twine or just barely crossing the red line, because that's where Christian Fischer loves to be, which is in front of the net, just like the old power forwards of old. I mean, he reminds me so much of Shane Doan, Jerome McGinley, even our head coach Rick Tocchet when he donned the Coyotes jersey. Just has a nose to the net, drives the net, and he has a pretty sneaky shot, and he's got some speed. If you watch the second last game of the Coyotes against Vancouver where the Sedins retired, he just out-muscled and outskated the D-man. Straight power forward move to the net, and he beat Markstrom on a nice shot roof job. So yeah, Christian Fischer, great guy. Like I said, roommate of Clayton Keller. Him and Keller are best friends off the ice. They golf together. And it's not all roses for Christian Fischer. Late into the season, starting in January, I believe January 22nd, he went on a 29-game goalless drought, which was unfortunate to see. He was getting demoted in the lineup, and he wasn't producing at the rate that he was producing to start the season. I mean, considering he had a 29 goalless drought, he had 15 goals. So the next step for Christian Fischer is to just shorten those droughts, be more consistent, and he'd be a 20 goal scorer easily. He's got 33 points on the season, which is it's a bit low considering he had 15 goals, but it's his rookie season. No one was expecting Fischer to chip in on the offense, let alone get 15 goals. He's just a great mature rookie who hopefully continues to improve and has a future on this team. I really think he'd be a sneaky leader for this team. He reminds, like I said, he reminds me of Doan with his hockey play, but even just his stature and mannerisms on the ice and off the ice, seems like a good guy. And like I said, like a power forward like Shane Doan. I think the unfortunate thing is that his play style is a lot like Lawson Krause's, and Lawson Krause got demoted to the AHL this season, and Fischer won the job for that power forward third liner. So Chaika's got a decision to make. I believe there's no room for Krause and Fischer on the same team. So obviously Chaika's going to have to make that tough decision on whether Krause or Fischer can go. Can I see both of them on the same team? Maybe, but it just doesn't seem right to have 2 power forward type grinding players when this team's built on speed and creating offensive chances and holding the puck and looking for the open man. I just think one of them should get that third line role, and Fischer deserves it. 15 goals. I mean, Krause was a great guy too. I know I'm just spitballing here. I'm just hypothesizing, but I think Fischer has a future on his team. He was in the doghouse, like I said, late into the season, not scoring, not producing, but the last 3 games he had 2 goals. He ended the season, so he ended on a good note, and hopefully he comes back next year stronger and has some good line mates. I thought him and Domi were pretty good together, so maybe we get a Strome, Domi, and Fischer line, which would be a lot of young blood, but you know, they came through a lot after the first month or two of the season. Actually, first 3-4 months of the season, they've been through a lot of adversity, a lot of confidence issues, and they managed to pick themselves up and bring this team out of the basement. To be honest, it's crazy how these players. I mentioned in Clayton Keller's video that he had a drought himself from January to March, and Fischer had a drought January to beginning of April. So you can see how some of the Coyotes players had these massive droughts. However, the team played so much better from January to the end of the season. So I gotta look who was scoring these goals. Probably defensemen, but these droughts from Fischer, Keller, Domi, Dvorak, they need to be shortened, and Perlini as well. They need to be shortened enough so that these players can grow and stop these droughts and continue to push and be consistent and provide that offense the Coyotes need. They need the secondary scoring. Can't rely on the top line every night, even though they're doing well. These players gotta be 40 to 50 point players. They gotta hit 20 goals, and I mean Fischer's got 15, so he's right there. And he's got to have a good off season, get some good line mates, and get going here. Start the season strong. And Fischer could be one of those great power forwards the Coyotes are really known for. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.